Hey, welcome to How to Play, brought to you by The Games Capital. Today the game we are examining is Coup, which is a clever little bluffing game, I suppose you'd say. It started its life as a self-published game that looked somewhat like this, fairly sort of drab cards, but had been picked up by indie boards and cards and has been added into the Resistance world. So if you're familiar with the game The Resistance, which is a social deduction game, well, it has the theme set in the same world. Nothing to do with that game, but set in the same world. It's a very small game. There's only 15 cards in the game. This category of games are referred to as micro games, but there's a lot of game in that small amount of cards. Let's have a look at what's in the box. It's only a very small box, but let's do that now. Alright, so as I mentioned, Coup, the game, consists of a deck of 15 cards. There are 3 copies of each card in the deck. There are 5 characters in the game, so 3 copies in the deck. You get a whole heap of coins, which are used as money during the game, and each player will get a player reference card that they can refer to, which outlines the different actions in the game. That's all that's in the box. Let's have a look at how this game works. Alright, so to begin a game of Coup, each player is given 2 coins as their starting income. And then from the deck of 15 cards, each player will be dealt 2 cards, which will form their starting hand. Now, each card represents a life in the game. So every player has 2 lives. Once their lives are gone, they're out of the game. The aim is obviously to be the last player standing, to eliminate all of the other players. So you'll have your cards, you'll keep them secret, you'll have them face down in front of you. During the game, when your card or character is eliminated, you'll be forced to turn it face up in front of you. When both your cards are face up, you're out of the game. So, on a turn, you're allowed to perform 1 action from a list of actions. Now, each of the characters themselves have an action associated with them. So if you've got a certain character, you can perform a certain action. There are also 3 actions that you can perform where you don't need a specific character. You can just take that action at any time, providing you have the ability to do that. You'll see how that works in a moment. So every player will take an action, and then there is an opportunity for the other players to counteract, because some of the characters have an ability to counteract a certain action. So that could take place before you finish your turn. And then the play moves on to the next player, and they'll take their action, and so on. So, what are the actions? Well, the first 2 actions that you can perform that you don't need a specific character to do or to carry out. The first one is income. Quite simple. Income allows you to take 1 coin from the bank, add it to your supply. The good thing about that is that nothing can counteract it. So there's no way to stop you from taking that action. That's good. The bad thing is it's only 1 coin, so it's a slow build to do it that way. The second action is very similar. It's called Foreign Aid. This action allows you to take 2 coins from the bank. The problem with that is it can be blocked by the Duke. So if someone has the Duke as their card, somewhere hiding in here, is the Duke, he can be used to block Foreign Aid, which means you don't get to take the action. And the third action that you can take without needing a character is a coup, the name of the game. In order to carry out the coup, however, you need to have 7 coins in your supply. You pay the 7 coins and you can basically eliminate a character or one player's card from the game, force them to turn it over. And there's nothing that anyone can do to block a coup. So once you get those 7 coins, that's great. You can eliminate one of the player's lives. Alright, so they're the 3 actions that you can perform without needing a character or not related to a character. Let's have a look at the character actions now. The first one is the Duke. So the action that's associated with the Duke is called tax. And once again, it involves taking money. So when you perform that action, you can take 3 coins from the bank. So that's certainly much better than 2 or 1. And the other thing that the Duke does is he blocks foreign aid, which we mentioned before. So the action of just taking 2 coins can be blocked by the use of the Duke. Alright, so that's the Duke. Take 3 coins or block foreign aid. The next character is the Assassin. Fairly self-explanatory. The action of the Assassin is to assassinate. However, to use it you need 3 coins. So you pay your 3 coins and you can choose any one player and eliminate one of their character cards. Force them to turn that over. So that's much cheaper than a coup, obviously. However, the only problem is it can be blocked. The Contessa, another character, can be used to block an assassination. So that could happen. You may not get to do the action. Alright, the third character is the Ambassador. Now the Ambassador, his action is called Exchange. What he allows you to do is exchange your 2 character cards with cards from the deck. So if you're not happy with your cards, or if you feel like other players are getting a bit of an idea of what you might have, you could use the Ambassador to swap those out and get new character cards. The other thing that the Ambassador does is he can counteract stealing. So stealing is an action that is performed by the next character, the Captain. So the steal action allows you to take 2 coins from another player. However, as I mentioned, can be blocked by the Ambassador. Also, can be blocked by another Captain. So the Captain and the Ambassador have the same counteraction in that they can block stealing. Alright, so they're the Ambassador and Captain. And the final card, which we've already looked at a little bit, is the Contessa. Now the Contessa does not have any action that she can take. All she can do is block an assassination. So you'll only use her as a counteraction during the game. Alright, so they're the 8 different actions that you can perform, showing you what the different characters can do. However, I mentioned before there's a bit of a twist in this game, and the way that you can carry out these actions. So let's examine the twist. Okay, so the interesting thing about coup and playing a game of coup is that your 2 character cards that you have face down in front of you are never revealed. So even when you take an action, for example, you might say, I'm going to use my Assassin, pay 3 coins and assassinate this particular player's card. You don't have to reveal your Assassin to prove that you can take that action. You just do it. And in fact, you don't have to have the particular card that you claim you do. You can be lying about it. There is an opportunity after you've made or decided on what action you're going to take for the other players to call you out and say, well, I don't think you have that particular card. I don't think you have the Assassin. Now when that happens, you do reveal your card. So turn over your card. If in fact you were lying and you don't have the card that you said you had, then that card stays face up and you've lost a life, and obviously you don't carry out the action. However, if you did have the card that you said you had, then the other player loses their life, one of their lives, and you get to put your card back in the deck, get a new card obviously, so that once again nobody knows what cards you've got. So that's where the game gets quite interesting. You can be taking actions that you don't actually have the cards to back up. Lots of bluffing, lots of second guessing, trying to decide whether that player is lying or telling the truth, whether it's worth calling them out on it. And what you might find is that you'll be taking actions on each turn. Last turn he took this action, this time he's taking a different one. Which one is real, which one is true? So lots of, as I said, second guessing. And that basically is coup. You play until we have one person left with cards and they are the winner. Great little game. Takes about 10 minutes to play. Lots of thinking involved in deciding whether people are lying or telling the truth and so on. So, check coup out. Thanks for watching. Happy gaming.